Manchester United set to hold new contract talks with Kobbie Mainoo in the next 3 months over a new potential deal. In this video, we'll be going through the news, giving you my thoughts on the deal, and immediately I just want to say it's about time. Kobbie Mainoo, the fact that he was about to leave, or was even talked about leaving Manchester United, is a criminal offence. But ultimately, the fact that Manchester United have decided and will be talking with him over a new contract is something that is very, very positive. Now, immediately, what I want to say about Kobbie Mainoo. Actually, let's go through the news first. It's understood to have been initial contact with Mainoo's representatives with a plan to sit down and discuss the details of a new and improved contract. One will see that his wages brought more in line with his teammates and his standard at the club. Having come through United Academy, Mainoo's salary is among one of the smallest members of the first team squad. But with the 20-year-old not part of former head coach Ruben Amorim's plans, with 18 months remaining on his current deal, plus a further year, it was not seen as a priority for the club to open fresh talks. Obviously, a lot of clubs are interested, but now United feel it's the right time. On the day Manchester United announced Casemiro will be leaving, they want to sit down and tie another much younger player in Mainoo who is seen as a key player for the future. There's significant interest, but Carrick has come in and stated that he wanted to keep him. And Manchester United feel it's the right time. They want to tie down the young player's future, and Mainoo is the heart of it. So, yeah, listen, I mean, this is thoroughly deserved. I think Mainoo's a guy who knows what it's like to play for United, know what it takes to play for United. And I think ultimately, I'm assuming it was a matter of if not when with Kobbie Mainoo, now that the Amorim's gone. And yeah, for me, there's not really much to say. I think it's something that deserved. He would want new wages, and I don't think he had any intention to leave Manchester United on a permanent. If he was to leave, it would be a loan deal just so he can play football and get a chance in that World Cup squad. If he continues playing how he does in that game against City and continues it on and keep going for the remainder of the season, who knows what could happen. But as I said, the fact that Manchester United and Ineos and all these guys were considering selling Mainoo was an absolute disgrace. That Mainoo is one of those guys that you build your team around, and especially with Casemiro going, we got that news yesterday. I think it's even more imperative now that you keep Mainoo for another year. Or not another year. I wanted to see him his rest of his career at Manchester United, but again, he would want obviously improved wages. I think he's on somewhere between 20 and 40 grand a week, so I think he deserves more wages as well. And I think he's a guy for the remainder part of the season can have a very, very important part in this team in that box to box position. You've seen so far in just a glimpse of what he can do against Manchester City, and the fact that he was out of the firing line, you can see that bit of rustiness coming, but that will only be removed the more time he trains and obviously the more time he gets to play more games. But this guy is an imperative figure, and contract talks will be starting soon. Fabrizio has also said some interesting things which we'll talk about as well. Not interesting, but just kind of more talks on the contract situation, which we kind of knew was going to happen anyway. But yeah, they see him as a key part of the future, and ultimately they want to keep Casemiro at the club. So initial contact has been made. Manchester United view Kobbie Mainoo's contract as a priority. Mainoo's happy to stay, with talks set to begin soon. United see him as a crucial part of the club's future. So that's it there. I'm assuming it'll probably be announced in the next few weeks and months before the summer window. We know Casemiro's departure has been announced, which was a bit weird, but I expect Kobbie Mainoo to be a guy who, hopefully stays at the club for the rest of his career, because I really do like the player. He has unique qualities, generational talent. I think what he can offer to this Manchester United team is not many people can do. And whoever that new manager is, I think it's all about finding a partner for Mainoo that can complement him. And he may not be sort of the quickest guy, but his IQ with the football is one of the best. He can chip in with the odd goal here and there, as we've seen against Wolves, Newport, Liverpool. Like, he can chip in with goals. He's had good performances. And now, it is quite frustrating that we don't have a game every 3 days and we're not in Europe, because that would have given an opportunity for Mainoo to play more games. But ultimately, I think every game in the Premier League he should be starting, and I think he can add a lot to this team. And I think it was a wrong decision not to give him, or not even to play him in the Ruben Amorim. And listen, every manager sort of had that at United. It was sort of Ten Hag with Ahmad, didn't want to start him. Amorim with Mainoo, like, who's going to be next, really? But yeah, I think it's going to be a big sort of few months. I think United obviously want to keep him at the club regardless of who the manager is. And if the manager comes in and don't bring Mainoo, then again, I don't know what happens at that point. But I think he's someone who's going to be a key future Manchester United in that midfield, potential future captain. He's been very, very good for Manchester United, and that's kind of me reacting. Hopefully we do get it official soon. Like, I remember Amad Diallo when he signed his new contract. So yeah, listen, Mainoo is 20 years old. Hopefully gets the career ahead of him at Manchester United, and all the criticism and all the kind of hard times he's had at Manchester United. Hopefully that's kind of been closed now and he can focus on the future under Michael Carrick till the end of the season and putting in good performances and developing, because we know he can become a top player. And then hopefully in the summer, under the new manager, he goes to the World Cup, comes back, new manager, rejuvenate, potentially with Elliot Anderson and Carlos Blaber in there as well. And yeah, ultimately that would be something that's very, very positive. But yeah, that is the news. I'll go through it one more time. Manchester United are set to hold initial talks to Kobbie Mainoo over a new contract until, well, we don't know, but in the next few months. They see him as a valuable part of the club's future and crucial to the part of the club, and he's someone who they value now. With Casemiro's departure, they need to time down to a new contract. But let me know your thoughts as you always do in the comments. Don't forget to like. Please do like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you. We'll preview today for the Arsenal game. We'll be going out in the usual slot at 12. I think tonight we'll do some news related video and then obviously building up to that Arsenal game as well. Let me know your thoughts for that as well. And do you think Kobbie Mainoo's contract? I mean, I'm sure we're all going to agree on this one. But let me know your thoughts. Peace.